For your first question, what do you think is the biggest problem faced by society today?
The biggest problem, I don't know, rapes.
The Indian society.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see, like anywhere discrimination goes on between men and women. So that's like the biggest problem ever faced by society.
Corruption.
Society. Problem. Nothing. Nalla society.
The biggest problem is the mistreatment of women, which is faced by the society.
I feel there are parts of the society where untouchability is a big issue.
So I guess it's over? Yeah? Sorry I missed it. Trust me, it's more along the lines of you missed me. Apologies, really. So sorry for your loss.
Ma'am, if you intend on mocking us, I suggest you please leave.
Raise your voice, speak your mind, be the change you want to see in the world. Thanks for trying to bring a revolution with 72 Facebook likes, but that's not going to transform the world. I can't believe you don't already know that. No, I don't know if you're being ignorant or plain stupid, but say, if I had to wager on something, I'd totally go with.
How about disappointed? On second thoughts, we must hear you out. Please, have a seat. You seem to have it all figured out. And not to sound sarcastic, but we'd love to be enlightened.
Enlightened. You know what? That's a nice place to begin. One's gotta have the will to actually want to do something. I mean, everyone's real goal in life is to sound concerned and aware in front of their friends, making statements that aren't even originally theirs for virtual approval of people they barely even know. You know what's funny though? It's how hard they work sometimes. It's crazy. People go around shouting no more corruption, no more crime or whatever. I'd like to shout out no more cancer. But that won't be Jack, would it? I was told I'd be asked 3 questions.
Right. So your first question.
Okay, start.
Right. What according to you is the biggest problem faced by society today?
We gotta figure out what matters and what doesn't. I mean, the moment we develop that fighting spirit, we wasted fighting over such trivial crap.
Care to elaborate?
Quand je vous aimerai, ma foi, je ne sais pas, peut-être jamais, peut-être.
Hey, stop! What was that? Seriously?
Mais pas aujourd'hui, c'est certain.
That is exactly how my Bengali director behaved. I mean, we should start fighting for no reason. He wanted to do a movie on psycho killers. But what the heck?
Right. For your second question, what do you think is the one thing that needs to change in our society?
शाबाशे 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 बीटा बॉयज। और मैं बीटा से, और ये हमारे कॉन्ट्रैक्टर। तो जरा तमीज से रहिए और इनकी बात सुनिए।
हाँ बच्चे, कागज ला। पता कितने थे?
साहब वहाँ टेबल पर देखकर लग रहा है 6 गाय है।
अच्छा ठीक।
अरे साहब इस टेबल पे देख के लग रहा है 5 मुर्गे हैं। एक मिनट 5 नहीं है, 4 मुर्गे और 1 मुर्गी है।
अरे सर छुपाइए मत, सैलेड की साइड में ग्लास के पीछे मटन को मत छुपाइए।
रुक, इतनी जल्दी मत बोल रहे। हाँ तो कितने जानवर मारे?
जनाब 20।
अच्छा और तुम?
जनाब 7।
शर्म नहीं आई?
माफी जनाब, माफ कर दो, माफ।
हाँ मैडम, खाओ मुंह टेढ़ा कर। जब साले चाइनीज कुत्तों को मार डालते तब बड़ा लाइक करो, कमेंट करो, 60 चेहरा बना के फेसबुक पे पिक्चर अपलोड करो, #stop this violence, और फिर घर जाके पाप करके जान लो, मार डालो इन मासूम जीवों को।
अरे शर्म करो, धरती पे आ जाओ, ज्यादा उड़ो मत, मासूम जानवरों पे अत्याचार करके फूलो मत।
सुनाई नहीं देती वो तुमको चीखें उनकी? कैसे मार के तुम उनको उनकी जिंदगी से जुदा कर देते हो? विनती है आपसे, फूलो मत।
Excuse me, ma'am. You do realize that animals have the right to live as much as we do, and killing them for food is outrageously immoral.
As far as outrageously immoral is concerned, you do realize that PETA kills 4 out of every 5 animals it rescues, right? So wait, let me get this straight. According to PETA, we kill animals to feed people? It's brutal. But it totally makes sense to kill them just because they don't find an adoption home.
I didn't know PETA killed animals. That's just stupid.
You know what's even more stupid? They didn't know it either. That's another issue. I mean, most people have no clue what they're fighting for. They work in ideas and not facts. Ideas as primitively expressed as corruption bad, candle march good.
Say what you want, but I was better off knowing puppies aren't being slaughtered in masses.
You know how ignorance is bliss works, right? Consider this. For most our lives as kids, we did not know that orphans in Somalia were starving. Naturally, it didn't bother us. But now that it has come out into the world, doesn't it bother you?
Of course it does.
What have you done about it?
For our third question, we were supposed to ask you whether you would like to be a part of our team and join the crusade, but I think we already know what your answer to that is going to be. You think we're incapable of change, right?
I don't think we're incapable. We are capable, but what are we doing? Putting our revolutionary ideas and opinions out there. What has that done? At the end of the day, nothing's changed. You wanted to know what our problem is, right? Well, people love to talk about making a difference, but end up changing nothing. It doesn't make sense to crib about how bad things are if you don't have the will to do anything about it. If it doesn't bother you enough, then don't complain about it either. I guess I'm done here.
For your first question, what do you think is the biggest problem faced by society today?
The biggest problem, I don't know, rapes.
The biggest problem is the mistreatment of women, which is faced by the society.
What have you done for this change so far?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Right.
सर करा है सर, आप लिस्ट निकालोगे तो सर अभी कल ही
Okay, thank you so much.
It doesn't make sense to crib about how bad things are and then not have the will to do anything about it. If it doesn't bother you enough to do something, then don't complain about it either. What the hell was this? Yeah, and why weren't we in the video? How are her problems more important than ours?
Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down. Will you all please calm down? Just stay silent for a moment.
I know some of you are wondering why you've been put through all of this. Why are you not on screen? Are her problems greater than yours? If you're one of those people, let me tell you. You've not even been listening all this while. I've learned something recently. All we ever do is talk and talk. We talk about the hundreds of problems that are faced by our country and the 1,000 more those problems create. Let me tell you, all of this uncontrolled criticism is never going to drive change. All we're eventually doing is creating 1 million people who are shouting out their worries, their problems in a chorus, and no one doing jack themselves. If you think there's a problem, find a solution to it. If you think cleanliness is a problem, go pick up a broom. If you think that killing animals is wrong, adopt a few and give them a home. If you think our politics is going haywire, have the courage to get into the system and stand up against it. If you don't have the nerve or spine or the guts to do any of these things, then please stop creating more problems with your incessant whining. Because that is not going to cause change. Change is action, no matter how small. So get up and get out there. And for once, bring about real change.
Now get out. Time up.
How do you think that went?
No, I can't really say right now.
Do you think people will understand what we're trying to say?
I do hope so.
What now?
Now we upload it on YouTube. See what happens.
Do you think that will bring a change?
Well, depends on them.